Let's talk about how I manage my time. All right, so this is part 2 of a part 1 that we did last week on time management tips. So if you're just joining on this one, please go back to that one and just watch it and then come back to this. Let's go. These are productivity tips that have transformed my whole life. And that sounds dramatic, and it should, because I used to be super lazy, very unproductive, and I used to wear it as a crown. Like, this is the way I am, this is how I operate, till I figured out that, wait, I was sabotaging myself. By not managing my time, I was wasting my life away, and I had goals and ambitions and desires to achieve, and somehow I had not connected the two. That if I don't manage my time day to day, if I have no clear plan on how I'm going to do this week, next week, and so on, that was how I was wasting away my life. So when I got to this place where I had a productivity system, I had a way to manage my time, it helped me get better. It helped me make progress. I am able to look back and say, who was that girl? I don't know her. But she wasted a lot of time, and I wish she could pay me back for it. So I hope you watch this episode and become super productive, achieve the things you want to achieve. I'm not saying be busy, but I'm saying be productive. That means you do the right things at the right time and get amazing results from it. Sounds like something you're interested in? Let's get on to it. Now we get practical. The next thing you do, which is number 4, is the week. Life comes in days, but these days are packaged in a week. Now, if you have an overall view of how your week is going to go, it's going to be really helpful to make sure that you are feeding back into the vision that matters to you. So this planner is set up in a way that you only see week by week by week, and within the week you get to see the days. I don't give you a month view or a quarterly view per se, because I always think that is still made up of weeks, and I want us to be involved in the step-by-step, brick by brick of the work we're doing. So on the front, we have seen what we're going to do in 3 months, in 6 months, in 9 months, and then we're going to go into the week. The week should have a theme. What is your theme for this week? It could be a feeling you want to feel. It could be something you want to achieve. I like things like focus. This week is about focus. This week is about rest. This week is about connection. This week is about hard work. This week is about discomfort. This week is about taking risks. Whatever word. Taking risks is not one word, but there should be one word that says taking risks. Oh, that means the same thing, but you get it, right? So theme your week. It allows you to get in the mood, like victory. It allows you to get into the mood depending on what you want to achieve that week. All right, so after the word of the week, you scan your week. What are the highlights of this week? What do I think is happening on Monday? What do I want to happen on Thursday? What I want to happen on Friday? Just the overall week. Right? Have a picture. You don't have to fill it all up, because things will be coming up and you might want to fill them. But these are highlights. If something is important, it should come up here. It could be a client meeting on Tuesday. It can be fasting on Thursday. It can be a family day on Sunday. It can be starting a business, registering a business on Tuesday. Whatever it is, just have it over there as highlights for the week. One key thing that I love about planning my week is the habit tracker portion. The habit tracker portion allows me to intentionally say, what habits am I building this week? Because habits are like a machine that helps you achieve the big things that you want to achieve. So if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to start a business, there's some habits that you need to put in place. Now, you could every day say, okay, what am I going to do to work out? Okay, or you could simplify it and say, I wake up at 5 to work out every day. That's just how it is. If it becomes a habit, you'll find that you're consistently working out and you'll see the results that you want. But if you don't make it a habit, that means you will have to seek and desire and want and think about it every time, which can be cumbersome and might mean that you do it some days and some days you don't. And you won't see results when you do some days and some don't. Consistency is what brings results. So the habit tracker is my favorite part here. It allows you to also tick, which is my favorite thing. And also when I cross something, I think scientifically it's been proven that when you cross something, it hurts a little bit in your heart. So I think that's also a motivation for you to say, okay, I need to have this happen so that I don't cross it out in my planner. So I put a space for 4 habits per week. I believe that that's a fair amount. Any more than that would just be crazy. It would be too much too soon. So even 1 habit or 2 habits matters. If you can install them effectively week after week, it will go a long way. And there's a portion there for notes. It's just for you to take note of the things that you did or in your planning or whatever it is that you want to remind yourself. Then we go to own your day. This is now your daily plan. After your weekly plan, which I love to do on a Sunday evening when I'm relaxed and I'm looking forward to this new week, I like to say, okay, what is happening in my new week? Because you don't want to be planning for the week whilst you're already in the week. That means you are already behind. So you want to plan whatever day works for you. It can be Friday at the end of the day if that works for you, or Saturday afternoon. I like Sunday evenings because I am relaxed. I am usually with family, and it just takes me about 10 minutes just to go through the week and say, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what is important this week. Then you go to the next step, which is 3 things that you're going to focus. Please don't focus on more than 3 things. You only have 24 hours in a day, and 8 hours of that, 7 hours of that sleeping, and then maybe 4 more hours preparation, commuting, talking and stuff like that, and a few hours chatting. So you probably have 5 to 6 hours of productivity that you can have. I actually read in a book that it's not possible to be super effective for more than 4 hours in a day. So you have to aim on limiting your focus so that your energy can be strong in certain key movers. You don't want your energy to be strong in checking emails only. You want your energy to be strong in things that matter, making those customer calls, engaging that client, following up on something that if you do, it will have a positive ripple effect on so many other things. You want to invest in things like that. So I have 3 things to focus on. It doesn't have to just be work. It can be playing with kids. It can be doing homework with my child, going with them to the park. Just have 3 focus points that matter in that day. Yes, you have a big goal. Yes, you have a big vision, but you only have a few hours to just make some progress towards that vision. Right. So for me, I started putting in my kids in there because in the past it used to be very work oriented. I started putting my kids in there because my vision included them. I wanted, in my older age, my legacy to be about children that were raised in a certain way, godly children that were effective in their work. And I was like, how am I going to do that if I never intentionally spend time with them? So that became something that I focus on intentionally as well. Then the next thing in a day, always keep an attitude of gratitude. You can do this at the start of your day or at the end of your day, but there's a spot there where you can just say, I'm grateful for the interview that went well. I'm grateful that my kid was safe today. I'm grateful that I had food on the table. Whatever thing you're grateful for, an attitude of gratitude goes a long way in keeping you creative and keeping you content and focused. So make sure at least once a day, you have something to just say, I'm grateful for this that happened to me. Another amazing thing to manage your day is time blocking. So you see on one hand, there's your to-dos. On the other hand, there is my day. This is something that I noted, that I would put a long to-do list. And if I would allocate time to that to-do list, I would need maybe a week. But I'll put it in a day, like write that email, produce that workbook, maybe engage that client, write that business proposal, fix my CV, make that presentation. And I'll be like, the presentation itself needs 2 hours. That CV needs an hour. And that engagement with the client needs about 2 hours. And then I need to, I'll be like, there's no time in this day for all these things I've written down. Right, so the focus points, the 3 are at the top, but then the rest of the to-dos are just those key things that you want to do in the day that matter to you and you want to remember. So your 3 focus areas will already block some time. You see on the My Day portion, there are timelines from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. Those things will already block your day, right? So time block. If you say I'm working on my business proposal, how much time is that going to take? Oh, I'm going to do it at 10 to 12. That means it has taken 2 hours from your day. Therefore, that 2 hours does not exist anymore. So instead of writing 15 things that you want to do, but you never get to do, you can be more strategic with your energy and say, okay, at the end of my day, I'm going to read. Because sometimes you say, I'll read for 2 hours. And you're like, that's not going to work. So at the end of my day, I only have 30 minutes. So I can only read for 15 or so. Right? So the time blocking allows you to know how you're spending your day, but also to not frustrate yourself by saying, I'm always having to-dos that I didn't do, because there's only so much time and so much productivity you can achieve in a day. So time blocking will help with that. At the bottom, you have notes that can just be tips for yourself as well, or things that you noticed in the day. It can be like, I didn't time block effectively, I overloaded this day, or tomorrow I should carry this forward, and stuff like that you can put in. Another one of my favorites is the review. When I designed the planner at the start, I didn't put the review because I didn't think of it, I think. But over time, I realized that I wanted to know what worked and what didn't work. And so, with everything that you do, you have to stop and say, what worked for me and what didn't work? How can I improve? Most of the time, what I used to do is I would only review at the end of a year or something. Like, I wanted to do this, it didn't work when I'm making my New Year resolutions. And that's not helpful because the year has gone. There's little you can do to fix what you failed to do in April. There's little to do to fix something you didn't do in August. Actually, if you're in August and you review in August, you can fix that thing and you won't see the negative result that maybe could have affected the rest of the months. Maybe the problem in August could have been fixed in June or in April if you had stopped to think about it. That is a powerful way to operate. So weekly reviews can happen at the time you're ending your week. It could be Friday, Saturday, whatever time. I like to do the weekly review and then go into my planning for the other week. It's not too much. It takes about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes for me because the week is still fresh in my head. So I know what went well. I know what was challenging. I know what I have learned from that. What I have learned is not just from the challenging things, what I've learned from the week. And then I know where I found most joy. And usually it's like when I spend time with my kid, when my son was the one filming my show and stuff like that. And then you go like, okay, notes. What am I moving on to? This new week is about this, or I'm grateful for this, whatever it is that I feel I need to take note of. So that is basically my productivity system. Does it sound complicated? It is not. It really just helps things just flow. And if you would like to be more productive, I suggest you use the Onion Planner. It helps you because in this world, we're juggling a lot of things. We have side hustles. We have our main hustle. Then we have kids. We have parents. We have friends. We have a whole social life. We have our entertainment. We have all this. And if you don't track your time, you might find that you're selling it all to TikTok. You're selling it all to social media. So it helps just know that, okay, I want to build a habit where I read and I'll track that habit, right? Instead of just saying, okay, I hope to stop being on social so much, and you say, okay, my reading habit, I'm reading about business because my vision is to build this kind of business. I'm reading about God because my vision is to be a minister or to live a life that honors God or something like that. So I hope this was helpful for you. It is very practical. So share in the comments any practical tips that you have found that you will apply. If you're interested to get the planner, please then drop me a comment there. But you can also DM me on social media, Mavis Tandizo Ganjata across all social. I always love to connect. So like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to get deeper, I have a class on productivity. It's called Productivity Party. It's a fun way to get productive and an effective way to get productive so that you're not just living life haphazardly, but you're living it with intention. That word is hard to say. I had to shake my head for it. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. Like, share, subscribe so that we can continue to grow this community. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.